Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Like, also to you. Yes. I don't know why I said that in such a weird way. I you as well. Very nice to meet you via the medium of Zoom.
Yeah, it's kind of under strange circumstances today. We're South Jersey, where we are, just outside of Atlantic City, is just coming through the remnants of a hurricane. So we've had power outages and tornadoes today. So it's only through the miracle of technology that you and I are able to have this conversation today. But
well, I appreciate you braving the natural disaster and speaking to me. And let me be honest with you. I hope it wasn't just for me, because it'll be a disappointment. You put yourself in danger for no reason.
Not at all, but I am going to kill this fluorescent light above me because it's not flattering at all.
No problem. You do that.
All right.
I never knew that Atlantic City was in New Jersey.
Yeah, so we are in southern New Jersey. Maybe you've heard of a shore town called Cape May. There's like a song like "On the Way to Cape May."
Oh, I know the one.
Yeah,
we
are not.
Cardi B.
Yeah, we are not we are not like the Jersey Shore reality show Jersey. That's further up the road. So, I had hoped we were going to be having our first date on the road this year, but
I know.
Such is life.
It's a crying shame. Crying shame. I've heard very good things about Atlantic City as well. You can gamble there, can you not?
You can again, as of just recently. So they've set that all back up again.
Wow, there you go.
We're having as good a summer as we possibly can along the shore.
Yeah,
but congratulations on all your success so far. I mean, you've had a hell of a couple of years, Lewis.
Thank you. Yes, it's been very strange. It's very weird that a global pandemic is not that weird compared to the rest of my last few years. Do you know what I mean? That's very bizarre. Like, do you know what I mean? That has become that's like, oh yeah, that's just one of many weird things that have happened in my life over the last couple of months. It's been very strange. Yeah.
So, how does it feel to pour like your heart and your emotions and everything into your music, and to have it resonating this way with so many people?
It's good. I mean, it's nice that many people like it, because it means I have a job. That's always very nice to think I can pay some rent, even though I don't pay rent. But I live with my parents, that's why. I like it. It's good. It's quite nice to know that your mother isn't the only person that thinks you're half decent at music. Do you know what I mean? Because that was a very real concern I had for quite some time, that perhaps my mother might be the only person who enjoys my songs. So it's lovely. It's a sense of relief, I would say, that people seem to like it.
Well, I mean, it's more than just like that. More than just your mom. I mean, you've been showered with about every accolade you can get in Britain and Europe. What did it mean to you to be recognized by the Grammy Academy here in the U.S. earlier this year for Song of the Year for Someone You Loved?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was that was like a very unexpected one. Do you know what I mean? It was like, because as well, Someone You Loved was kind of only just start. I feel like it came quite late in the year with regards to like thinking. So I was like, whatever. Like my manager was like, oh, maybe we'll go to the Grammys, like, do you know what I mean, and we'll just enjoy it. But yeah, to find out I was nominated was pretty good. And I thought, that's going to help record sales, and that means I'm going to make some more money. No, it was amazing. It was just an incredible thing. It was a very long ceremony.
Right? Isn't it? Yeah. They don't, it's fun to watch on TV, and what they do there at the Staples Center with how they arrange the stages, it wasn't always like that, but it's, I'm sure you were very close to the front and very close to the stage, but I've been, and when you're, further up in the rafters and you're in like gowns and fancy shoes and everything, you're not thinking about, oh, they've got to take a commercial break, and this isn't going to be so interesting. Like in the meantime,
totally.
It is really long, but like, what was it like to be in the room with all of those people? Like, what who did you admire that you found yourself like surrounded by?
Oh, like loads of people. I met Khalid that day. He was very nice. Came up and said hello. I mean, it was amazing to see like people like Billie Eilish was there. Cardi B was sat just across from us, and I was like, "That's Cardi B. That's that's Cardi." And I was that was cool. Sister Rosetta Sharp, I thought, sorry, was behind us, which is amazing. And there was loads of people. I don't know. It was just a very bizarre. I saw Usher hump a stage. Usher humped the stage quite aggressively.
Usher did that. He did that tribute to Prince this past year, right? Was that?
Yeah. He did the splits, and I went, "Whoa! Look out, Usher! Be careful of your faculties. That was quite the move." And he really thrusted those hips into the stage.
He kind of got raked over the coals for that performance, but I thought he did it justice.
I thought he nailed it. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was great. And then when he started humping, I was raised up in my seat, and I said, hump that stage, Usher, you're killing it. You're absolutely killing it. And that was pretty well.
I think you might have saw a little bit more than the audience at home got to see of that.
Oh, maybe I was just manifesting. Yeah, but it was brilliant. It was amazing.
So, I mean, you've been playing instruments for practically your entire life, but when it comes to like your lyrical inspiration, like I feel like you write very poetically. Like some of your lyrics, Lewis, hurt my heart sometimes, like a poem would, but like in the best way. So did you start out like journaling and writing poems?
Nah, I'm not very, what would I say? I feel like poems are what smart people write, and I don't think I've ever felt clever enough to write poems, or as I don't know, as artistic enough to write poems. I don't know. I always just wanted to write songs. I was never like someone who thought it'd be nice to write little poems and stuff like that. And it's very cool when people do it, but I just started writing songs, and it was always like I would always kind of like, I started off just copying people for years and years and years, and then eventually learned how to copy people and not get caught. No, I'm joking, but it was I don't know. I just kind of started writing about stuff that actually happens to me in my life, and that seemed to make it a lot easier.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together between the amount of spins that we play every day.
Amazing.
Someone you loved and before you go. And if I could just get one of them out of my head for like 5 minutes, then maybe I could sleep at night. But see, that's what it is. It's like those stories. It's just like, I feel like I am right there with you. Like, I want to give you a hug.
Well, I appreciate it. That was a virtual one. Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I don't. I feel like I get the sadness out in the songs, and then remain happy in your life. So I feel like if anyone out there is sad, write a song and see if the radio will play it. And then the thing that you're sad about, the more it gets played on radio, the more money you make. The sadness just seems to go away.
Well, I can't argue with that. So I always love to talk to artists about their songwriting process, because I think in a different kind of life, I love radio, but I would have loved to have been a sound mixer or sound engineer. So I would just like to talk about like process. Do certain songs start for you with a lyric? Is it always like a melody? Do things just kind of like, do you get into the studio and just mess around and see where it goes?
I like to start. I usually start with melodies and stuff, and I'll always have stuff written on my phone that I'll think about, and then I'll come back. Like when I've written a melody, I'll look on my phone and see if any of the lyrics that I've written feel like they fit that nicely. But I don't like to go to the studio with nothing. I feel like sometimes I kind of like to start a song by myself, like, and then kind of get an idea of where I want it to go, and then take it in the studio and get and work on it. Because I think for me, it's just easier that way, instead of just like going in blind and just trying to do it that way. I think for me, it's good to kind of have that idea before you start going into the studio.
Yeah. Well, this summer would have been a lot different for you had it not been for the pandemic. You'd have been on
Yeah.
the road with your buddy Niall Horan. So
Yes.
where in the world are you, Lewis? Are you here in the States? Are you over in Europe? Like, how have you been spending your time? Has quarantine been a creative space for you?
It's been good, yeah. I'm in Scotland where I live. I live with my parents, and yeah, no, I've been writing the second album, and it's coming together nicely. I've been doing a lot of it like over Zoom, like much like we're doing just now, with other people. So it's been amazing. Yeah, it started to, I feel like, come together pretty nicely, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Hopefully, I should have some new music out at the start of next year, I think.
Yeah, well, we're just very excited to see, you know, where your talent takes you and how it translates, you know, to radio, because you've been such a breath of fresh air on radio here in the States. I mean, you've been on the road with Sam Smith, with Ed Sheeran. They're playing to big crowds. You're playing to bigger crowds, you know, the more well-known you become and the more your music gets out there to people. They give you any advice?
Not really. I mean, Ed was quite good, and that he was just kind of like, because when I was supporting Sam, it was like things weren't like going the way they were going now. Do you know what I mean? Like when I supported Sam took me on tour when I was just starting, kind of. So for him, it was like, I was just watching how he was with people, and he always treated people really nicely. And do you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I think just seeing him perform that set every night, he sings for like 2 hours every night, and they're not easy songs to sing. He was just like killing it every night. So just leading by example with him, I think was an incredible thing. He was always very nice to us and always came and said hi and stuff. So that was really nice. And with Ed, what was interesting with Ed was like, he was like, I had Someone You Loved had been number one in the UK, and things had started to really like thing. So it was really interesting getting to speak to him, and he was like, one of the first things he said to me was like about like fame. He was like, has it got weird yet? And I said, it's a bit weird. And he was like, just remember, fame doesn't change you, it changes everyone else around you. It's like, so it's like, yeah, which I was like, well, that's pretty heavy, but also it's kind of like, it's like a good, I guess it is a good, it's a good point. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel any different or anything, but it's like people kind of, and it has like kind of come to fruition what I said. So it's like people have like, you definitely, some people treat you differently, but you kind of just, you stay the same in it all, which I thought was quite a nice thing to hear. So, but he's been great. Like, me and Ed have kept in touch and stuff, and he's been lovely.
Awesome. Well, the album is divinely uninspired to a hellish extent, but Lewis Capaldi, I find you to be quite inspiring. And
thank you very much.
It's been nice to spend 10 good minutes with you. And can I have you just shout out to listeners here in South Jersey and say, hey, it's Lewis Capaldi?
Yeah, sure. Hello, everybody in Atlantic City, or South Jersey, sorry. I'll do it again. Hello, everybody in South Jersey. It's Lewis Capaldi here. Hope you're all well, and I hope you're all listening to my music, because I really could use the cash. Thanks. There you go.
Can you say on SoJO 104.9?
On SoJO 104.9. There you are.
Well, I'm blowing kisses, wishing you well, and hopefully we will meet in person soon. Thanks, Lewis.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time, Heather. Really appreciate it.
Of course.